What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm going to try to get through a video without screwing it up for once. Hopefully this microphone sounds good. Been testing out a new microphone system, and I just haven't been able to get it right yet. So I apologize if the noise or the sound quality isn't the greatest. But hey, it's an adventure, right? And I always say embrace the adventure. So the beer I have for you today is Tusker Lager. It's from Kenya Breweries Limited out of Nairobi, Kenya. I don't think I've ever had a beer from Kenya. I've definitely never had this beer. Kenya Breweries Limited is a subsidiary of East African Breweries Limited, and it's super cool to find this. So I was talking to Average Joe from the Beer Patrol the other day, and he was telling me about Red Wine Brew for like the 100th time. And every time he told me about it, I know he goes to the one in Menor, but he would also mention Westlake. And for some reason, it just wouldn't click in my head that Westlake is not far from here. So I went there, picked up a few beers, and this is one of the beers I found on the shelf. Super cool to find a beer like this. Again, I never see beers from Africa. Really cool to see a beer from Kenya. I'm excited to get into this and try it. The bottle here, it's got an elephant on it. It says Tusker Finest Kenyan Lager Imported Medium Beer. I don't know what medium beer is, but it's imported medium beer. It's 4.2% VV is what the label says. It says alcohol, 4.2% VV. I don't know what that is either. I should have looked that up. 355 milliliters. I'll put a picture of the bottle up there. And it's just this right here. It says, since 1922, brewed with the finest Kenyan ingredients. And on the back here, there's a little blurb, and it is tiny. I mean, even with the flashlight, it is super tiny. I mean, I don't know if you can see how tiny that writing is. If I think about it, I'll take a picture of it, because that is just super, super tiny. Best before August of 26. Wow, that's cool. It's still in date. And it says, I think it says exported manufacturer of August 25. So this is almost a year old, but supposedly it's still within this Best By date. And I'm really going to struggle to read this, so bear with me here. When you open a Tusker, you are joining the world in celebrating one of Africa's great original beers. Tusker has been brewed with craft and love since 1922. Every crisp and refreshing sip summons up the balanced taste, sunshine, and love of life from the African roots. Whew. I had to pretty much cross my eyes to read that. It is so, so tiny on here. Maybe I need to do more prep work before I do these reviews, but it is what it is, right? So I'm excited to try a Kenyan beer. Let's get on into it. On Untapped, this gets a 3.12 with over 55,000 check-ins. On Beer Advocate, it gets a 71 OK with over 800 check-ins for an aggregate score of 3.04. I forgot to mention, I paid $3.99 for this at Red Wine Brew over in Westlake. So if you're ever in the Westlake area or the Menor area, go check out Red Wine Brew. I don't know if they have other locations. It was a really good beer store. Didn't have a huge selection of singles. But it was a really good beer store overall. Let's get a nose on this Tusker. Cheers. Why am I saying cheers? See it? Screwing up another video. It's got a slightly malty smell to it. Just like that sweet malt smell, but it's very faint. Color, kind of a hazy yellow with just a fingernail's worth of white head, but there is a lot of carbonation going on in there. Yeah, it's just that malty smell. Let's taste this beer and see how it is. Cheers, everybody. It's kind of like adjuncty malty. It's got a taste to it that, on my palate, in my opinion, is not that good. I mean, it's a little bit of malt, a little sweetness, but it almost tastes like the beer has gone bad. And that's a shame. It is a brown bottle. It was on a warm shelf, or at least a shelf. It wasn't in the sunlight, but it wasn't kept cold. It did travel all the way over here from Kenya. Who knows how long that travel time took? It's malty, a little bit of malt sweetness, and almost like, I want to say rotten bread. I mean, it doesn't quite have like a rotten flavor to it, but it's just not a good flavor. It's almost that like stomach bile sweetness you get from some malt liquors and things. Like, it's just, this isn't for me. There is a little bit of, I'm also picking up a little bit of that Euro skunk on the back end, but this beer isn't for me. This was super cool to find, though. I mean, finding a beer from Kenya, I've never had a Kenyan beer. I would definitely try another one. And even though the bottle says it's good till August of 26, says it was, what I say, exported or manufactured in August of 25. I can't think of a lager traveling that far. Yeah, it does say 26, best before 26, manufactured 18 August 25. I just can't think of a lager traveling that far, being in all the different storages and still being good, especially in a glass bottle. Even though the brown glass does help protect it, I think some of the travel time and who knows how long it sat on the shelf did it some disservice. So for me, this would be a skip for me. However, if I found one of these fresh, I would try it again. If I was somewhere in Africa, I would definitely try this again because I'm sure it'd be pretty fresh there. But it's still super cool to get a Kenyan beer. Let me know down below in the comments if you've ever had a Kenyan beer. This is my first time having the Tusker lager. It's a shame that it wasn't more fresh. I don't know if this is how it's supposed to taste normally, but I would, even though I say it's a skip, I would try one again if it was fresh. But let me know down below in the comments if you've had this beer before. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you all for sticking through all my craziness with my microphones and just struggling since I've been home from tour to do a proper video without making mistakes. It's an adventure, and as always, embrace the adventure.